One of the more hotly anticipated upcoming DC projects is, of course, Batman, specifically Batman, the Brave and the Bold, that they announced a long time ago. It hasn't been greenlit yet, but they said they were working on it and they're still got a script coming together. And listen, everybody knows who watches this show, I'm a big James Gunn fan. I don't like all of his stuff because I like James Gunn. I like James Gunn because I like all of his stuff. It's really that simple. I don't think he's missed yet. I really don't. And he's done nothing but reaffirm why it's totally valid to have absolute faith in him. But as a diehard Gunnanite, somebody who really, really likes James Gunn, I have to question his sanity a little bit right now. Because there's a new report that's come out, and it's been validated by a few other sources as well. It hasn't been officially confirmed by DC or by James Gunn, but it sounds like this is true, that they have their writer for Batman Brave and the Bold. And I don't like the choice. This comes to us from the folks over at comicbookmovie.com who wrote, pushed for updates on the Brave and the Bold. DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn has repeatedly said that the script is being worked on. The Flash Helmer Andy Muschietti remains attached to direct, and it sounds like he'll be reunited with writer Christina Hodson. All right. I don't love this name for a couple of reasons. One, I like Flash. I am unapologetic about it. It's gotten like an 81% audience rating. I think it's a very entertaining movie. That said, it also has a bunch of people who didn't like it, but that's neither here nor there. Dodson also wrote Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I hated that movie. And more specifically, I thought it was poorly written. She also wrote the Batgirl movie that was judged to be so horrendously bad, even though Warner Brothers paid for it and produced it, they said, we can't release this to the public. It's that bad. And Rob, both you and I who have spoke to people who actually did view it and confirmed for us, it was really that bad. They couldn't do anything. Now, how much of it was in the production? How much of it was the writing of it? I'll never know because I didn't see it. But you got The Flash, which wasn't universally loved. I liked it, but I hated the Harley Quinn movie. The Batgirl movie was judged so bad it couldn't even be released. And I understand, having teams work together, like Andy Muschietti and her work together on Flash. I get that. But I got to tell you, Rob, this is the first time I'm catching myself. Aside from, me having my doubts about whether James himself should be directing as much as he is and should really spend more time in his executive office shepherding the whole DCU. Aside from that, this is the first big creative decision I am really questioning his sanity on this. I do not think this is a good pick. Now, having said that, I acknowledge there's a very good possibility that literally Dodson came into his office and gave a dynamite pitch for it. And if it's the best pitch, then yeah, sign her up to write it. Again, I'm just saying there's definitely worse. But I have not been in love with her overall body of work as a writer right now, particularly in the comic book genre. And again, I'm saying, don't take me as some DC hater. I'm a huge James Gunn fan, but I am questioning his sanity on this a little bit. I'm feeling nervous about it. I am always going to give James Gunn the benefit of the doubt because he hasn't let me down yet. Not once. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on it. And I will say, okay, let's see what you got. But if I'm being honest right now, my first reaction to hearing her being put on the writer onto Batman Brave and the Bold, I don't think this is the right move. It makes me nervous for the project. Again, I'll give James Gunn the benefit of the doubt that she must have given him a hell of a pitch. But I'm nervous, Rob, and I haven't been this nervous about anything in the James Gunn sphere in a long time. I don't like this pick. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this. Make me feel better about it.
Well, I mean, before first of all, she was a multiple, her scripts appeared multiple times on the Blacklist. You know, which people,
which is a
the
really
best
great
scripts,
show.
Yeah, no, not the TV show. The actual Blacklist of the best scripts in
Oh,
Hollywood.
right. Yes.
So she's a Blacklist writer that's shown up multiple times. I think she wrote a movie. Didn't she write a movie called Shut In with Naomi Watts, which I thought was pretty interesting? And I think, look at it this way. There have been multiple times that Warner Brothers has gone back to her for things. And if you're a studio, and I understand that a lot of the time, studio writers, their films don't turn out necessarily the way we've wanted them to for various reasons. Now, I really liked The Flash. I thought there was a lot of really creative stuff in there. I liked a lot of the character stuff. I think there's a reason Warner Brothers continues to go back to the well. I mean, and James Gunn has said, our primary focus is on scripts. Now, the finished films that get made from writers often don't necessarily reflect their writing in the finished movies. But at the studio level, I mean, look, I hate to bring him up. Akiva Goldsman wrote like Lost in Space, which is one of the worst big budget, it was from New Line. But then he won an Academy Award for A Beautiful Mind. So studio writing can be a little hit and miss. And if James Gunn is betting on her, I would say she probably has something. Now, I have not read her Blacklist scripts, but I would say finding herself on the Blacklist is a pretty good indication of how she can write, the quality of her writing. So in this case, I would tend to, we talked earlier in the show about betting on Gunn. I would bet on James Gunn. In Gunn we trust, the same way that we trust in Travis Knight.
She's apparently working with Ron Howard coming up too.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
That's interesting. So I would say that she probably is a great writer whose work has not been represented well in its finished form.
Now,
Maybe.
the scope of my conversation has been her comic book genre writing.
Yeah.
I also would be remiss if I say, okay, now again, all my apprehensions about her track record in the comic book writing. Now, she did write a movie I unapologetically love, which was not in the comic book genre, which was Bumblebee,
Right.
that she did with Travis Knight.
And she was part of that Transformers story group that they brought in.
That did
they
Transformers 1?
Well, no, that they brought in a group after Transformers 5.
Right, to try to map out a new
she was
future.
working with Michael Chabon on something recently, another story group. I don't know what that was for. But so she's got a pretty good pedigree in terms of her writing.
So again, could this go well? Yes, it could go well. Like I said, I like Flash and I do love Bumblebee, but again, just in the realm of comic book writing, she did that Harley Quinn movie and I hated it. And Batgirl was deemed unreleasable.
Dude, I hated the Harley Quinn movie.
Oh God, I hated it so much. And I wanted to like it so much. You know, that whole DCEU era, there's only 2 movies I didn't like. Only 2, Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman 1984. That's it. I liked every other film in the DCEU. But so I don't know. I'm going to be really nervous. And what I'm hoping happens, because let's not forget, the guys that Kevin Feige brought in to do this little movie called Captain America and the Winter Soldier were the guys who made You, Me, and Dupree. And look how that turned out. Pretty damn good turned out. So maybe that'll be this. But I listen, you know, guys, I always just have to be honest with you. No matter how big of a James Gunn fan I am, no matter how much I love the DCU right now, and I'm going to trust in Gunn, I always have to be honest with you. And honestly, I don't feel great about this choice. But there's some upside. We'll see.
She is teaming up with Andy Muschietti again. So they have a good working relationship, and I look, having liked the Flash, I think Flash is unfairly maligned for a lot of different reasons, but I would trust in Gunn on this one.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? The reports going around, it needs to be said again, it hasn't been officially confirmed by James Gunn or DC, but there are multiple reports going around saying that it's Christina Hodson has been picked of Batgirl and Flash and of Harley Quinn fame, is going to be writing the Batman movie. I don't like the choice, but trust Gunn, I guess. Oh, however you guys feel about it, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.